What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Everyday Struggle. Nadeska, Akademiks, and Wayno here. How you
Did
guys
that
doing?
just light up or am I tripping?
That's been lit up.
No, it was off right before we started. Unless I'm seeing shit.
Yo, every day here is your first time here.
Right.
Welcome to the show, Academics.
Good morning,
How you
Akademiks.
Never seen that
doing?
before.
How you doing?
Y'all never seen
How
that
you
before.
doing?
I'm doing good. All right, y'all
Good.
doing?
That's great.
Doing?
Doing good.
Repping the Yeezy. Ever since Kanye offered to baptize you at Sunday service, man, you back on the train. I know.
Hey,
You were
look-
slandering him heavy.
Hey, you're unpresentable today. You have a sticker on your
said
hoodie. Like, look,
Presentable. Is that the size? The
this is my-
size
this is my-
sticker?
yeah, exactly. You're
No.
unpresentable today.
This is my sticker for. Come on, man.
Yeah, that's some shit your mom would say to you.
This is the
Wow.
sticker for what I'm. Don't snitch on me, nigga.
Yikes.
Choose your verbiage carefully. All right.
All right, y'all. We finally get to talk about this Tyler album. So last weekend, Tyler dropped Igor. This is his 6th album. 12 songs, a lot of cool features on here. You know, Kanye, Rocky, Charlie Wilson, Solange, Playboi Carti. Follow up to his 2017 album, Flower Boy. But in my opinion, the features are not the highlights on this album. I feel like they blend nicely into it, but Tyler really does his thing. But he told Zane Lowe on Beats One why he had such a short rollout campaign. He basically says that he hates hyping things up for months. He says, I think people feel obligated to always let everyone know what they're doing. This is what I'm working on. This is on who's on the album. This is the track list. Just shut up and put it out when it's ready. People talk too much. So that's pretty cool. Now, before the release, he also told fans, don't go into this expecting a rap album. Don't go into this expecting any album. And last night, he actually hit fans on Twitter asking, what genre is this considered? I feel like he's in a genre of his own. But anyway, Wayno, I know you also really love this album, so.
Yes, I do. I really love this album. And I listened to this album a lot of times over this weekend. And it made me think about a lot of things. Just first off, Tyler's trajectory and his growth. I'm talking about since the Odd Future tapes and shit that had the clown on it to Bastard.
Since Goblin to where he is now.
To where he is today, right? And this is my own opinion. I feel like creatively, he's this generation's Andre 3000. Creatively. Now, I'm not gonna compare him as far as a rapper, and Tyler can rap, but creatively, he's there, right? As we're ending with, this is the end of this decade, right? It's the end of this decade. I think that he closes out this decade with one of the best albums of this decade.
Wow.
I do. I believe that. I think that this album is very, very fucking good. And I'm happy that he didn't need to hype it up or like, I mean, he always does little silly shit. Like you see him running around with the wig and all of that, but like, he's letting this music speak for itself.
Yeah.
This shit is very good. Like somebody hit me on Twitter, was like, yo, don't go into this expecting no rap. I'm like, yo, Doug, he never makes just a rap album. And this is the album that I've been waiting for him to make, personally. Because like on every album, he gives glimpses with like, Find Your Wings, Her, I Fucking Hate You. You know what I mean? Like he does he has instrumentals that just play on Goblin, just certain different type of shit. This is the album that is gonna take his career to the next level.
Yeah, so he wrote, produced, and arranged all the songs by himself, and I think like obviously he's a huge fan of Pharrell. Pharrell's been a mentor to him, and like Wayno said, you could hear the evolution over the years from Goblin. Like you could hear all of the production influence. Also, Tyler's one that he hates doing interviews, right? He's never gonna be like talking about his personal life, that kind of stuff.
Right.
And I feel like he gives a lot of himself on this album, talking about relationships. Like you find out more and more about him as a person on this project.
On one of the songs, I was wondering if he was talking about Earl. Like he was talking about like friendships and not having friendships anymore and how, like growing in different places. I'm not saying that he is, but I was wondering if that was it because we was waiting for Earl to come back from the Samoa school or whatever for so long so that they could do music again, and it's never been the same. So I was wondering if he was talking about him. But overall, I really, really love this album.
So I want to hear your thoughts, but also I feel like you cannot go into this album and compare it to like the music.
Like
no,
like
it's just
disclaimers.
it's not really a disclaimer, but like I feel like I think if people watch the show, they have an idea of the kind of music that like you love the most or champion, and I don't feel like it's fair for you to compare Tyler to those projects. That's all. Now continue.
Well, first of all, I feel like because it's a album that kind of exists in. I don't think you could put in a genre. Everybody's like fucking having like a panic attack, like it's the greatest thing ever. This just sounds like spring cleaning music to me. Like
that's exactly what I was just asking you to not be dismissive.
No, that's not dismissive. Doesn't mean it sounds bad, but it's primarily instrumental. That's simply what it is. You get me? There's some cool moments on it, like and.
Cardi.
Cardi moment was dope. I'm not gonna lie to
You
you.
said that's the best moment on the album.
I mean, the entire first track was like literally instrumental. It sounded like you were about to play some PS2.
But if you listen to Tyler's music, then you know that he's done that a lot of times in his music.
All right, so and that being said, doesn't mean that I'm enamored over it though. Like it's cool. You get me? Like that's what I'm saying. It's like spring cleaning. I would throw this on if I'm about to clean the crib. I haven't dusted in a minute. I'll throw this on.
You know what? You have a way
I'm
with
serious,
words. You don't
though.
have to be enamored,
Wait,
but spring cleaning
Wait, let
is
me
a
ask you
little bit
question.
dismissive.
Being that
I
you
just call
said
it
that,
elevator music.
no, being that you said that, what else would you clean the crib to? I need to know this.
Oh, that's a good
What else
question.
would I clean?
Yeah, what else would you
crib
clean the
to?
crib to?
Besides Drake.
I don't know. Well,
No, Drake is his shower.
No.
Oh, it's just
Of
that's
course.
facts. That's
Of course.
facts.
What-
Okay.
Don't violate that. No, but I mean, like, I don't know.
Now,
But
come
this
on,
felt like
answer
it.
this
That's
question.
why I'm saying he trying to like you. Come
Yeah,
on,
we need
right
to know
now.
what the
Kinda diss,
barometer
though.
is.
Like a lot of shit that even like Charlie Wilson, his voice makes it feel like I could just have a chill day at home, just doing some shit that I normally don't do. I don't clean that much. That's it. What y'all think I'm dissing in?
I want to hear what you listen to when you're cleaning the crib. That's what you
I'm
said.
just saying that's how I feel about the album, right? I don't think it's bad at all.
I don't expect this to be an album that you're head over heels in love with. That's absolutely
I'm
not
definitely
what
not head
I'm
over
saying.
heels
That's
in love
not.
with
It's
that.
not your.
So I actually applaud the creativity and the direction he went with this album because I'm not gonna lie. I know you said you saw this coming and you wanted this. I didn't think he was gonna go this left. You get me? This felt more of a leap of creativity than where I thought he would have like matured, maybe more even as a lyricist. You feel me?
Yeah, he's singing a lot more on this album.
Yeah,
too.
so that's what, so when I saw it, I'm like, damn, I'm like, okay. Like I could tell this is, every artist has that one album that they're like, yo, you know what, fuck it. I'm about to just like really every little creative thing that's outside of what some people might think I do, I'm about to do
Yeezus?
that.
That was easy.
For real,
But I said-
this is it.
No, this is not.
No, wait, go ahead.
No,
Because I wanted to talk about that.
Yeezus
But
is
go ahead.
trash though. Yeezus is really
All right,
trash.
that's why
That was
I don't call it
intolerable-
Yeezus,
That was
though.
intolerable music. But the same type of concept that allowed Kanye to create it, where you could tell Kanye literally wanted to just kind of say, fuck all these rules. I just want to do whatever inspired me in the studio at that time. And for Kanye, was mixing genres and all type of different shit.
That
but
was such a wild left though from his like previous like soul samples. If you're listening to Flower Boy to this, it's like different, but I don't feel like it's such a sharp left turn.
I think that the sharp left turn comes in if we comparing like certain types of albums. I say more 808s and heartbreaks, and I feel like there's certain albums right from certain type of artists. So Love Below, I feel like without the Love Below, there would never be 808s and heartbreaks. I feel like 808s and heartbreaks also has like small influence from Pharrell's in my mind. Well, I wouldn't say that. This has small influence from Pharrell's in my mind, 808s and heartbreaks, but it's Tyler's own thing. I don't wanna group him into like saying he did somebody's sound, because to me, he just did his own sound. Like I said, if you listen to Tyler's music, his whole career, he's always had like one or two songs that gives you glimpses of this on his album.
Yeah, I think on that first album, is it She? There's a joint
She.
with Frank Ocean.
Yeah.
I think that's the beginning of hearing like this Tyler compared to a song like
And her,
Yonkers.
like it's certain joints that he always has where it's like, and even on Flower Boy. And Flower Boy, he went left on a few songs, but it's like his going left is never outside of who he is. The nigga ate a roach the first time everybody got a chance to see him, for real. Like
Fake
so,
Roach.
whether it was a fake roach or not, I'm just saying like him doing that lets you know from the rip of his career that he was not going to be what everybody expected him to be.
Right.
And I just think that this album puts him in a certain class of artistry. It puts him in a certain class of making music. And to me, it closes out this decade is going to be one of the best albums of this decade. I think that, like, well, I'm talking about over the past 10 years. Not saying that it's better than the top joints that came out, but in terms of 10 years from now, you can talk about this.
I mean, I listened to it. It felt like an instrumental album. That's what it really did. Like, listen to this album. Like, first of all, the runtime is 40 minutes. Let's keep it real, very short.
Yeah.
And I could probably say less than 20 minutes. They're saying anything.
But I think you're picking that too much shit in there though.
I mean, if I'm listening to an album where words are
Like
barely said.
who looks at an album and looks at how long the album is? Like I'm just keeping it 100, bro. Like
no, hold on.
Like who?
Well, it's 13 tracks.
I know it's 13 tracks, but I'm just saying, like, when you look at an album, the first thing you're looking at is like, all right, let me add up how much time is spent on this album.
No. I look at everything. I looked to see if features, and I was like,
what does that have to do with music, though?
I had to look at the writers. The writers told me who was.
Do you like how he incorporates the features on this? Like Kanye, I feel like they don't like jump out at you.
Yeah, no.
I
think everything was subtle, and I think it was meant to be how it was. I guess for me, I felt the instrumentation of the album is the album.
Was it great instrumentation?
It was cool. I would clean my crib.
All right, you know what? We want you to send us a video of yourself vacuuming, listening to this Tyler album for the next month.
Tank to this shit.
Great, and send us a video.
Prove it. Again, I do regular shit, so that's not a diss. I
get it. There's some music that you listen to while you clean the crib. You do life things, and I want to see you actually doing this though, because you never answered the question about what you actually listen to and you usually.
He don't listen to nothing. This is what I'm saying. That's why it's a shot, because he can't name one of our shower. Oh, I listen to this. I listen to Uzi. All these other motherfuckers cleaning the crib.
Cleaning the crib too, man.
Heard you, man.
It's like an instrumental album.
Okay.
Like for everybody, and even for Wayno, who says it's so great. I look at it. I asked the question, what makes it so great?
All right, so a couple of things. Let's not keep, because I respect your opinion on this. This is exactly what I expected from you. But I will say that, like, keep listening to the album. Like, we should keep listening to all albums. It's been less than a week, you know what I mean? So let's give it some more time, see if your opinion changes. If not, that's cool.
I will. The thing is, the reaction to this project, it's like when people get amazed by just anything that's not the regular.
All right, so look. With that being said,
and that's why I always ask. That's why I ask. Like, and if you're impressed by that, okay. But if there's something else, I would like to kind of at least hear you out.
All right, but I said that. I said a few times since we've been talking about one Tyler's trajectory, right? How he's using different sounds and all that on there. So if we talking about me calling it amazing, I be wanting to know why the fuck you think all of these other niggas be phenomenal and so and like wait. You be teaching about
phenomenal.
Everything, nigga. You call everything phenomenal. Everything before Khaled, because you didn't call none of Khaled.
I told you this year been a bunch of subpar.
P&B Rock. You love the P&B Rock album.
I actually do.
P&B Rock has a good album, but even like YNW Melly, I don't think that his music is just so fucking special. Like I think like it's. What's special about it is the story behind it, because we're trying to piece together fucking mysteries about what could possibly have happened in his life. But other than that, his music isn't that special to me.
Also, I just think
that aside, melodically and actually, like him wearing his heart on his sleeve in his music, just like why
wearing his heart on his sleeve.
He does. Like I know, y'all don't think these people. Same with Uzi. That's how Uzi music.
No. He's not the same as Uzi.
Yo, let's just do a fan question quick.
He would have been.
Let's just keep it a buck. Tyler's just not your vibe.
It's not.
Period. That is what it is. Like, there's no,
it
doesn't take anything away from it.
I ain't about to say that. I enjoy Flyboy.
You said it was cool before. It was cool.
No, Flyboy? No, I actually said it was pretty good.
All right, let's give the album some more time. Let's get into this fan question. Man, hey, Everyday Struggle crew. Hope y'all are loving this new Tyler album as much as I am. I wanted to know if y'all think it's his best project out, or is Flower Boy his best album so far? I need more time for this question. Wayno, I don't know if you have an answer. I don't like to compare them so quickly, but I will say it's not one of those, I'm so disappointed coming off Flower Boy situations.
I'm not gonna lie. My favorite, see, I love him in different ways, right? But my favorite Tyler album is Goblin. You know what I mean? And I think I love Goblin so much because, like, on Bastard, he sets this theme that he's having a conversation with a psychiatrist, and on Goblin, he's having a conversation with the psychiatrist, but it's really himself. You know what I'm saying? He basically finishes it with saying that he always needed himself in order to be what he wanted to be. So I think that I love, like, that space. I ain't gonna front. I love, like, the dark, kill people, burn shit, fuck school Tyler. Like, I love that Tyler more than this Tyler, but I'm learning to appreciate this a little bit more. Like, I really like this sound that he has. I think it's too early for us to call it his best, but it defines, I think that this defines him as an artist.
Well, speaking of Dark Tyler that you love, over the weekend he was finally allowed to visit the UK for the first time since 2015. So he was actually banned for his controversial lyrics. Because remember, when he came out, it was a wild time. Some people didn't know what to do with him.
Yeah.
So according to The Guardian, that ban was only a 3 to 5 year deal. It is now expired. So he showed off some photos of him overseas. He even teased like a surprise concert. But so many people showed up that they had to shut it down. So now he's going to reschedule for September. So nice little milestone for Tyler. He's allowed over there again.
Allowed to go back, but he couldn't even perform when he wanted to, right?
Because the fans showed up too strong, though. That's a good problem to have.
Yeah, he has a hell of a fan base. I mean, like, they was some of the first like young artists I saw, like, or paid attention to touring overseas. You know what I mean? Because they was doing their whole thrashing shit over there. You know what I mean? Crowd surfing, all that crazy shit. But good to see he's back.
Don't worry, Ak. We're gonna get to the numbers soon. I know you're excited for numbers, right?
Nah, actually, I'm proud of him about his numbers. Shit, I'm glad that he gets to go to the UK. I feel like the UK, they be tripping over a bunch of bullshit. So they prevent artists based on their outlook of shit, and I don't think Tyler's that bad of a person, despite what he portrays artistically.
Okay. Wow. Portrays artistically. All right. So quickly, new Ty Dolla $ign single called Purple Emoji featuring J. Cole. The guys are getting kind of personal on this one. It sounds like Cole might be talking about his longtime wife on this. We don't know. And Ty Dolla $ign about, a special woman in his life. He premiered this over on Beats One. So this is the lead single from his upcoming third studio album. The first time him and Cole had ever collaborated. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I fuck with Ty. Like, I actually thought this is I saw it before I heard it. I thought this was like a look he needed, because I don't know, like, I still feel like Ty Dolla $ign hasn't gotten his proper due.
Yeah.
Like, super talented, great writer, and he just has a sound that, to be honest, is, at least to me, is infectious. So, when I saw him with Cole, I'm like, all right, this is what he probably needs. And I heard the track, and I like the track.
Okay.
But nothing I'm gonna go crazy over. But
on the spring cleaning playlist or not?
Wait. We gotta put the phenomenal meter up on this shit. I be waiting for it.
I'm gonna have to co-sign something today, because they're gonna be like, this ain't ass nigga, man. Nah, I ain't like that. Nah, but it's cool. I like it. I like the vibe of the song. Yeah. And to be honest, I think it's a good effort from him.
Okay.
So I'm actually, like, if you've been someone who, like, fucks a lot of his tapes and shit like that, like, that this album he has coming up is, like, it's supposed to be the joint. So I'm hoping it is, and I like the song.
Yeah, I think I like it as well. I think it gives me, like, kind of nostalgia of, like, what R&B when it hits the summertime is supposed to be. You know what I mean? Like, it feels good. I think it's cool. I agree with Ak, though. I think that Ty hasn't gotten his just due, and that could be a multitude of things. There's a lot of people, I think, like, even like Jeremiah, there's so many people that haven't gotten their just due as R&B singers.
Yeah.
Hopefully this will spark it off, you know what I mean? But I'm fucking with Ty's next album. Like, I'm eager to hear that shit. Cause what was the last, didn't he drop a joint with him? Didn't he drop an album with Jeremiah? Yeah, and that shit just, exactly.
Was it now or?
Yeah, he dropped the album that was last year. I mean, album and the tape is the same shit. It's all meant to trick the consumer, but end of the day, like, it really is an album, but it seemed like that shit came and went. Like, nobody even paid it any mind.
Yeah, so hopefully this is time. He also bodies every feature that he's on.
Yeah.
So hopefully this is it. All right, Ak, we have made it to your favorite segment. May you take us through some numbers, please.
Hey.
Hey.
Well, midweek projections are in for, like, these albums, and we got Tyler, the Creator, which I'm a little surprised by these projections, to be honest.
Why you think they're happening?
It's on the spring cleaning playlist.
Well, honestly, I do have a reason why I think they happen, but I won't mention right now as I'm saying the numbers. 145,000 to 170,000 predictions or sale units that is being predicted for Igor. And, of course, Khaled, to be honest, who dropped Father Facade, and even though we discussed, like, what his approach, he's actually expected to sell between 110 to 135, which I believe is pretty good for him, seeing that he's going to be pushing this album till he gets the next album. So I think these are really good numbers for both men. I will even say, like, to keep it real, it makes me look at Logic's number a little crazy, which, if you don't know, he sold 80,000 units first week. And even though he did get a #1 album, it's a drop-off from his previous efforts where, like, he was doing mid-150s, or actually one time he did, like, 267 or something like that. So, you know, he was still number one, but for whatever reason, that number kind of dwindled a bit. And Lil Nas X, well, I don't even need to say that. He's still number one with that song. That's it.
That song. All right. So Megan Thee Stallion also dropped a project last weekend, Fever, which we should check out. And she did a recent cover story for The Fader, where she talked a bit about the double standard of being a female rapper versus a male rapper.
Talk about it.
All right. So she says, being a girl, they criticize you harder than they criticize men. If I was out here making little noises like Uzi and Cardi are making, they wouldn't rock with it. Not saying that they're not going hard, but if I was a chick, it just wouldn't work out. You guys think she's right?
I mean, she's right on a lot of different levels. I mean, double standards is just something that, like, affects everybody, you know what I'm saying? But specifically women, especially women in rap. Like, you know, the first question, a woman can have a dope-ass song. First thing they're gonna say is what? Did she write it? Like, that's the first thing people think, like, did she write it or not? But yeah, she does have a point. If she was doing, like, you know, sometimes Cardi has a way of, like, he can make a whole bridge sound dope by just him ad-libbing.
Yeah.
She wouldn't be able to do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, she wouldn't be able to do that shit. So I do agree with her there. But you know, that's the part about being in this game. It's a tough one. If you could play, then you'll win. But if you ain't ready for it, you ain't gonna be able to survive. So.
Yeah, she goes on to add that she's surprised that it feels like, the standards are pretty low for rapping these days. But you're a huge Cardi fan. Can you see a female version of him having similar success or not?
I could. Honestly, I could. So take out the Cardi and Uzi reference. I think she's basically saying, hey, they ad-lib through their music and it's really dope. I do think it's because of the type of artist they are, but I believe if there's a female, and there are a couple of females, they haven't gotten that much success yet, but they kind of do similar stuff to that. What I would mention is that, all right, she's alluding to you got to go hard as a female to really be taken serious because you're a female. And I'm not going to deny that there isn't a double standard. Definitely. It's the music business. Like, you know what I mean? There's a double standard
It's
between
the
males
world.
and females, right?
Like, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But I will say, like, shit, look at the City Girls. Like, the City Girls, they ain't spend the most, like, craziest bars. Actually, they be spending a lot of sub-bar shit. And it
But would
goes
you
very
compare
hard.
them to like a...
This subject matter plays into a lot of it. I think what makes the City Girls so big is because...
But everybody's subject matter.
It does, but I mean...
Cardi and them, they got to be rapping about all, like they're selling a lifestyle. They're selling a lifestyle of flashing, like just that flashy lifestyle of just like getting chicks, whatever. And in the City Girls way, they're selling the lifestyle of, yo, we just scamming dudes, whatever.
Yeah, but men couldn't rap like that. That's the flip side of the coin. Men can't rap like the City Girls. Like men couldn't. What I'm saying is if men were coming out saying that they were fucking having sugar mamas and finessing.
That's a content.
I feel like they rap their version of
their version of that, but I'm just saying in the same context of how they do it. But like because I see a lot of dudes do like City Boys freestyles where they just like kind of flip the content, and it's funny like on some joking shit, but I don't think that it would be dudes taken serious as rappers if they said that they were finessing women.
No, well, that's just the content. So,
Yeah.
so you have content, then you have ability, right? If we're talking about ability, even though I believe the City Girls are kind of on an elementary level in terms of rapping,
Yeah.
there's mad dudes that's on an elementary level of rapping. I'm just saying
the
the
dudes
City
that's
Girls,
elementary-
Girls are proof
Right.
that women could not be like super like over the top rapping ability and still be allowed in. Your content just has to fit an audience.
But if you're an elementary level rapper, and not that the City Girls aren't having success, because they having really good success, and they were having way more if JT was home. But if you're an elementary level rapper, you can be Little Pump and get a $10 million deal. It's not the same thing. When you're a woman, you're not getting. I'm pretty sure that the City Girls deal was not. No, they did not. I'm pretty sure they did not sign no deal as big as Little Pump's deal.
Well, Lil Pump had Gucci Gang.
Yeah, I mean,
Lil Pump had Gucci Gang.
Absolutely.
Like, I'm pretty sure if the City Girls were independent right now, they're getting at least $5 million. Like, to be honest, I think we made our predictions earlier this year. I really feel they're going to be huge.
But even with, I mean, the thing is like the money that's put up doesn't really secure how good of an artist you are. That's just like how much they willing to pay you to monetize off of what it is that you have at the moment. So I think that, like, even though the City Girls are, you could say elementary skill-wise, they do have a narrative in their music. A lot of these other rappers have absolutely no narrative.
So what he said about the ad-libbing, sometimes I have no idea what Cardi's saying. It just sounds hot to her.
Right.
Literally, I don't know what he's saying. When I listen to City Girls, I can understand what they're saying. They're actually rapping words. So like that specifically, because she mentions out here making little noises. So a female rapper literally just making noises you don't even understand on a track?
No, hold on.
I don't think that would fly.
But that type of just making little noises was ad-libbing. A lot of it is swag rapping. Like that's the content. That's the narrative of what that artist is selling. Just like I'm saying, you can't compare content. So a dude can't rap about he's scamming women and people love it. Just like a female, like it's hard for them to do that swag rap shit. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like, because swag rap shit also objectifies women. It's a lot of other stuff that males kind of enjoy.
Yeah, it's a lot of double standards and contradictory within all of it.
My whole point is this, right? That we have acknowledged that the skill level or the bar of skill that you need to be at to get in this industry isn't high. I don't think a female needs to be like super way over the top. They just have to find content within that skill level that appeals to an audience. Whether if it's scamming dudes, that's your thing. Shit. If it's I'm serious. If it's
but that's a part of their life though. Like, you know what I mean? That's something. A lot of these artists you don't really know. Like, one thing I say about the City Girls is like they kind of are who they say they are. Like when you watch the documentary that they put out, they are who they say they are. For a lot of these artists, these dudes, they just tattoo their face, color their hair, and then they make a bunch of ad-libs, don't know what they're saying, and then they fucking superstars, right? And I'm not gonna put Thug in that class, but Thug, like, his verse on Unicorn Perp on Future's album, I don't know what the fuck he's saying. Now, it sounds really, really good. I love it, but I don't know what the fuck he's saying. I'm just saying that she's absolutely right in the sense where if a woman had that same type of verse where you couldn't understand anything that they were saying, because like you said, there are girls who do certain shit like that, but they're not popping. Like, you know what I mean? Like I'm pretty sure that they're making their strides and they're trying to get there, but they're not popping.
And by the way, as soon as Cody Shane like has been referred to as
Cody Shane, she's dope.
She's been referred to as the female Uzi, and you know, and I'm gonna just say loosely because you know she has her own thing as well. But like if we're talking about someone who would be similar, who would be a woman who's trying to do that, you know, she's trying her thing, and shit, I love one of her songs, "Losing Service." That's one of my favorite songs.
Dope.
But I understand what she's saying, but I don't want to make it seem like a woman just can't ever do that. I feel like there's different lanes depending on the content. I think it's more of content than ability. The ability meter is like right here. It takes, or camera see right here, right? It's about what you're saying and who it appeals to.
But if niggas can't understand what the fuck you're saying,
I don't know what Cardi's saying ever, ever, but it's fire every time. I like it.
I think Cardi selling. I look at every rapper and be like, what they're selling. Drake, he's bottling up emotions and all type of shit. He's selling that. I look at Jay. I feel like he's bottling up game. Like he's bottling up like it's a TED talk. He's selling that. I look at every rapper, despite their music.
Everybody has their thing. Everybody has their thing.
I feel with Cardi, he's just like selling his new nigga swag. I kid you not.
That just means he don't know what the fuck to call it. Because what the fuck is new nigga swag?
Put that title on the bottom. I like that.
Bruh,
I like that.
Listen. He has people wanting to just be him. And that's what he's selling.
No, but I do, like, I ain't gonna front, like, his song Rest in Peace, that shit is really good, but the whole song, he said, I'm gonna go fuck that bitch, she gonna go suck this dick. That's all he says through, like, the whole song, but I don't even know how to define
that shit already sound hard.
No, but this is what I'm
Stupid.
Rest in Peace is fire.
He's great on the Solange album. He's great on this.
Yeah,
it's cool. I don't ever need to understand.
Yeah,
I just enjoy it for what it is.
All right, but that's what I'm saying. But not everybody could be Cardi though. Let's keep it real.
Yeah, everybody can't do that.
Every dude can't be Cardi.
No.
You feel me? Like let's at least acknowledge that Cardi's a special breed.
All right, fair enough. Also,
Meg Thee Stallion,
yeah, Megan is a special breed. Go check out her album Fever. You guys should listen so we can talk about it here.
Absolutely.
As well. All right, so we've been covering a lot of these stories about sort of like rappers having these altercations with overzealous fans. So DaBaby had an incident, but actually was with another rapper. So he was scheduled to perform at a club in Massachusetts on Friday, but then he had to cancel his performance after an incident between his crew and another rapper who was on the bill. So according to TMZ, TMZ, a local rapper by the name of Don Trag, if I'm saying this correctly, basically asked to take a picture with him. He was turned down. He got pissed. He started talking shit to DaBaby's security, and then witnesses say that the rapper touched someone in his crew, and there was a scuffle. You could see TMZ got the security fight footage. All right, so after the incident, Don Trag was taken to hospital and released, and his mom said he passed out, went back to the hospital, was in a coma fighting for his life, according to TMZ, but now he's reportedly in stable condition.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. What I will say is this: I don't know DaBaby, right? But I'm given a benefit of the doubt in the situation, only as to he knows he has a lot to lose. Mm-hmm. So I don't think that with all the success that he's having, that they would just randomly attack somebody crazily for no reason. And end of the day, it's a show, it's rap, it's nigga shit. Nigga shit happens, and what I mean by that is, you know, the smallest altercation, dudes always think that they could talk crazy to security because security should have more restraint than they should have, right? And I think that's probably just might have what happened. You know what I mean? He got into a fight he couldn't handle. I mean, he's seen getting beat up by a few people, but it all started off with some shit of him probably popping off talking crazy.
Yeah.
You know? But who knows? I mean, is he okay?
He's gonna get a lawsuit. He'll probably be all right if he get his pocket fat. Hey, listen, this is how I look at it, right? And again, we don't really know what happened. We see the videos, look crazy, right? Look like he was either in a coma. It was reported he was in a coma, but he might be okay now. What I read from this is using the context of how DaBaby moves. And DaBaby, he notoriously, you can look it up on YouTube, he was in Atlanta shooting a video one day. Some dudes pulled up and he notoriously said, listen, the dudes were saying you're shooting a video in our neighborhood, you gotta check in, and he was like, nah, I don't do that. Now, I'm gonna apply that type of mentality to this situation. When you're a rapper and you go to, and you're a rapper at DaBaby's level right now, where you're probably still doing clubs a little bit, and you're going to different people's city, the local rapper in that city who's the hottest, he probably feels he deserves some respect. And that respect might just be just taking a picture, just kicking it with him, or at least, you know, chopping it up with him for a little bit. So I could imagine you turn down a picture with him. That's not cool. Yeah. I'm pretty sure that's not a, all right, cool, you don't want to take a picture, man, walk away. I'm pretty sure it's a little bit more than mouth than off.
But that's a situation where, like, you have to learn to manage expectations, right? That's the local rapper's expectation, but does DaBaby actually owe him anything?
No, I agree with you, but listen, this is hip hop. Everybody, like, you go to somebody's neighborhood or whatever in Cincinnati, Ohio, they feel they run that shit.
I mean, and
a simple no, their expectations is that you're where I'm from. I got to be here every day. I don't care who you are. So again, you know, I'm pretty sure that's how it got out of control. It's very sad that it got to this point. But I could see why DaBaby probably be like, yo, he moves a certain way despite where he's at.
Well, just piggybacking off of what you said and me just making my own speculation, it's all about how it was done, right? It's all about how it was done. Now, I'm pretty sure if things were done in a respectful way, then regardless to the picture, you could probably get that sit down or that chop up or whatever from him. But if it might have been, it said that, you know, he was denied or whatever the case may be. We don't know what it is. I've seen plenty times where an artist, like you be sitting there with an artist or artist sitting there with their DJ going over a set list and somebody's trying to come over and say something and they like, yo, give us a second, we handling something, and people take that as disrespect. So the fact of the matter is we don't know what happened, but it's all about how it was done at the end of the day. I don't think that him just saying no is going to warrant an ass whooping like that. You know what I mean? Like I think that it had to be some disrespect on dude from Trag, his name is, on Trag's side, because also with a bouncers they waiting or security, they waiting to whoop somebody's ass, but they not always wanting to do that because that takes money out of their pocket. This is a show that we can't do now because we have to put our hands on you. So I don't think that they're gonna, at the level that they're at and how they're moving, they're gonna sacrifice everything they're working for just to put hands on somebody.
Yeah, that's what I think is disrespect on both sides. Like, I'm pretty sure it wasn't like, yo, just give us a second, whatever, and then dude's like, man, fuck y'all niggas. I'm pretty sure it wasn't that.
I don't know, man. I seen it. It's happened to me before. It's happened to me before. I've
honestly, like, that's what I'm saying. I'm using a little context with how DaBaby moves in other situations. Like, I think his way of declining something might not be too generous to your ego.
But even when he in Atlanta, that's what actually made me like caught my eye, because even when them dudes came and they was like trying to talk that shit, he still kept his composure. He didn't yell. He didn't get out of pocket. He had a whole camera crew there. He asked them, he like, yo, are y'all fine? Like he's not a person that like jumps over the fucking bridge to make it seem like you're not going to disrespect him.
But here's the thing, even with that situation, right? So this is a public situation. You're in somebody else's neighborhood. You know.
I know how shit goes.
Like niggas will really go hard for where they're from, and they feel they get disrespected by an outsider. Sometimes shit could go left.
Yeah.
Even in that situation in Atlanta, like, even though I believe the person who lived there should have tried to pull him to the side, but maybe that wasn't a possibility, he could have pulled them to the side, but because he was kind of shouting him.
But you gotta, real quick, you gotta remember too. I understand, like, one thing I know about and understand the street and hood politics. I know that to the T. The thing about it is, when you're trying to be a professional, sometimes you don't got time, or like you don't give a fuck about giving somebody the courtesy that don't have. It's not like, now if they was on their property, now that's one thing. If they was like, yo, damn, you shooting a video on my house, who authorized this, or like I own this crib, nobody lives here, but I own it, you doing it, who gave you the permission, that's one thing. When you've got clearance to be there, this, and the third, and you being there in a respectful way, he wasn't there wilding, yeah, I'm out here, I'm in the streets, ain't nobody gonna touch me. He wasn't doing none of that. He just shooting a video. When you come over trying to exude some fucking tough shit on somebody, and he told him, all right, we'll see, what's good.
But that's what I'm saying, though. Now, I agree with all that. Yeah. I agree exactly with you. But you know how shit is.
Yeah.
That's why some people feel more entitled in that.
Yeah.
That's why, well, not wholly, but that's why some people believe that's one of the reasons you got to check in. You feel me?
Yeah,
people, whether it's a local rapper, whether it's somebody who feels he's a big homie or something like that. Yeah. All right, now that could have turned to a different situation.
Yeah,
you get me? And all I'm saying is that, again, I'm not blaming DaBaby. Yo, if someone wants to take a picture of you, don't take it.
Yeah.
No, but I'm just saying that's my interpretation of what happened.
Well, in closing, I say, like, as being a manager, like, what I used to do is, like, if I go to a certain club and all that, and I'm like, yo, I ask the promoter, yo, who the nigga that's the man here? I go over, I say, what up, them? What's going on? My name is such and such. You know we coming here. We appreciate you having us here.
Right.
That goes a long way, but everybody don't got the time or even thinking like that sometimes.
Yeah, people have high expectations, unfortunately, sometimes. So you have to manage it. Just final quick thought.
I'm looking at how DaBaby's moving. Again, we don't know everything, but it's too many of these incidents. It's too many of these incidents before you become the person that's the common denominator and all that. It's too many of these incidents, okay?
I don't know.
More money, more problems, Zach. All right, on a lighter note, a video did go viral of him with like a fan, like putting his hand on his This one is just jokes, man. Putting his hand on his back, and like, I'm curious how you would have reacted in this situation. Can we check this out?
That's crazy. That was crazy. He put his hand around his hip like they was taking a prom picture.
His face after two walks with him.
Yo.
The nerve of these things, man.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
All right, we can cut it now. But he still took the picture, though. He took it off and went right back to posing.
But come on, like, I'm just keeping it 100. Like, you're a grown-ass man.
That was fine. No, if you pushed him off, that would be a little exciting.
Yeah.
No,
but
you're
like,
a grown man.
Chill,
He took him off. He gave him the little head shake and kept
around
posing.
his waist. Like they was at the fucking prom. Like, brother, he's out of pocket. He's a fish out of water. It's everything. He violated.
Yeah. No, I think a little bit. DaBaby handled this actually appropriately. But you know what though? What this does tell me, which I think this is the reality in rap these days. Like a lot of these dudes, they're from the streets. Your music is really, it could be street music or whatever. Even though I think he has a more playful twist on his. Like the audience that's receiving it the most ain't from where you from. Like the dude that came up looked like he literally thought that was literally cool. You feel me? Like he had no idea what to do. Even when his hand was moved, he was like looking like, wait, that's not what I was supposed to do.
What?
Two men like from where I'm making an assumption here, but from where DaBaby's from, no, that's not how we take a picture together. You feel me? But
No men take pictures like that. What the fuck are you talking about?
Bruh.
Yo, academics.
Bruh,
Wait,
certain
academics.
certain demographics take certain demographics.
Stop it.
I'm just saying, yo, if y'all ain't know the reality of things, niggas is making street music and they're going to perform and they're not seeing street crowds.
Okay.
That dude looked like a fish out of water because he's not from the street
I
element.
hear you. All right, so real quick, devil's advocate, Axe favorite game.
Okay.
What about when Kyle did that shit? When he tried to put the show on.
That's what I'm saying. He from a different type.
No, but you should no. He should know better. Like,
why should he know better?
I'm gonna tell you why you should know better. Because personal space, right? Personal fucking space. If we gonna take a picture together, if an artist gives me if I'm a fan and an artist puts his hand out to give me a pound and he give a pound and look. There's rules of engagement. Wait a second. Wait a second. There's rules.
It sounds natural to you,
wait,
bro.
Let me finish. There's rules of engagement on how to handle these things. If somebody give you a pound, right? Now look, act. How many times somebody go give you a pound and they go in quick and you be like, you kind of hold back?
No, I get all that.
All right,
I understand it.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
You're preaching to the choir. I'm just saying, yo, Wayno, listen.
He's the nigga that ain't in the church. Okay.
Bro,
okay.
You go to some of these places and your music is popping, the audience is different. You can't expect them to have that understand.
I feel you, but as a man, you should know that
even
you should not
woman,
be put.
I've taken photos with men, like maybe you reach around the top of their back or something. But I've never taken a picture with you and touched your hips.
Montana or North Dakota, that's how they rock.
Cut it out.
Well, that's how Ack is rocking.
Yeah. Look, at least
you can put your hand on his hip.
No, stop it. No, that's not.
I'm always.
That was wild.
No, I'm always putting my hands on your hips now.
I went to. Y'all not gonna acknowledge the cultural or upbringing difference of the rap consumers that are reacting to niggas' music like DaBaby.
Okay.
And you know when that's evident?
Right.
Number one, when you go to your show and your show has almost no black faces in it, that's evident. But also when you're doing a meet and greet and they don't even know how to react in a personal setting. You're giving them a dap. I'm pretty sure that dude don't even know how to do a dap, bro.
All right, look.
I'm pretty sure, yo.
Look, no disrespect to that kid, you know what I mean? I'm
glad.
glad.
Nothing wrong with it.
Not at all. I'm glad.
I'm
glad he still took his hand off and then took the picture with him. I thought that was really nice of him. Look, if you guys catch Akademiks out in the streets.
Stop.
Put your hand around his waist.
Your hand on his hip.
Put your hand around his hip.
I'm glad
send us a video of
DaBaby
it.
hold off and slap him.
Why would he? That's what I'm saying. He seemed
Stop
respectful.
stop painting a picture like DaBaby out here beating up and shooting his fans. That's what you doing. Stop doing that.
DaBaby,
Stop doing that.
He ain't for playing, man.
Yo, we gotta go. Make sure you touch Akademiks on the hips and send us a video, please.
Before we go, y'all. Before we go, happy birthday to the notorious B.I.G., Biggie Smalls, Frank White, Big Papa. It's Biggie's birthday, y'all.
Shout out to Biggie. Yours.
It's the best thing Wayno said.
I know. I'm talking about putting hands on your hips, and now he's shouting out a legend. All right, we gotta go.
He was talking
we'll see you
bullshit
guys
the whole
tomorrow
time.
on Everyday Struggle.
He finally said something good, man.
You love being touched on the hips.
You crazy?